Hey y'all, welcome back to another video. This is American Horror Story 1984 Slashdance. Okay, I mean, this episode here, okay, Montana, Nurse Rita, like what is going on? Okay, I know last episode, the other reviews, I was like, I don't know. Episode 1, episode 2, I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna like this, okay? Like it was giving me like it's going to be predictable this whole season. But I'm so glad they switched it up on us like this early, episode 3. I was really appreciative of this whole episode, so let's get right into it because it's a mess, okay? So remember last episode, at the end we saw that the Night Stalker was at either the infirmary or the cabin. We didn't know which one, and the Jingles was at either one of them too, because they was banging on the doors, and the camp counselors had basically split up. Okay, so we were like, who is who? Okay, so this episode we see that the Night Stalker was at the infirmary. Okay, and who was at the infirmary? It was Ray, Chet, and I forgot who else was at the infirmary, but it was that group. Okay, and Night Stalker was banging on the door. Oh, it was Ray, Chet, and then Brooke, and I think Nurse Rita. Okay, so the Night Stalker was banging on the door, whatever, and then he like is scaring them, and Ray comes up with the great idea of like splitting up. He was like, look, let's split up, y'all, because like there's a 50-50 chance of us making it, so if we split up, you know, maybe we can cover more ground or whatever. And I was like, Ray, they were setting Ray up to be killed, and I was like, no, please, let's keep Ray, please, okay? I didn't want to let the black counselor go. Like, come on, man. And so they were like, no, let's not split up. And Ray was about to roll, and then we hear the silence, and the Night Stalker like busts through the window, whatever. And then they all run, and Ray is right there, like in front of the Night Stalker. And they basically left him. They was like, look, you're trying to leave us, so we're going to leave you, okay? But Chet, you know, the Olympic man that he is, okay, the good person that he is, he stayed back. And the Night Stalker first was like slashing Ray up, okay? He was, all of this was just slashed up. I was like, oh my gosh, they're going to kill Ray off this early? I mean, dang. But Chet helped him. Chet, you know, basically like pushed the Night Stalker, okay, and then got Ray up, and they started running, okay. Whew, so that was that. And then we cut back to Jingle. Jingle was at the cabins, okay. The rest of the counselors are over there, and it's scaring them. They're scared, and they come to find out, they look outside, and it is some Jingle pranksters, okay. So the pranksters are like, yeah, every year we cut up, you know, on the anniversary of when Jingles killed everybody, you know, a while ago. And they're just having fun or whatever. And of course, they set it up for Jingle to come behind them. And Jingle slashes them up, okay? The real Jingle slashes them up. And they're like, come on, man, what's your problem? And Jingle wasn't doing no talking or nothing. He slashed them up, took their ears off, was just looking at the ear like, okay, it's going right to the collection. I was like, okay, Jingle. And so the camp counselors, they run, you know, they run off. They're like, no, little Jingle, no, okay. So everybody's running. The counselors who have split up, they're all running in the forest. Boom. So Chet and Ray, they fall into like a booby trap. It's like a pit full of spikes. And poor Chet gets it right in the shoulder. He gets a spike right in the shoulder. I was like, oh my gosh. No, Chet, after you try to be the hero, now you about to die? Like, no, okay? And Ray stays down there with them. And he don't know how to get out. I think if Ray figured out how to get out before, like, he would have got out. But they were just in there, and Ray seemed like he was trying to help Chet. He was like, I don't want to take this spike out of you because, you know, you're going to bleed to death. So, like, I don't know what to do. So, they in there stuck, okay? So we see Jingle again, and Jingle is in the forest, like, looking for everybody, but he does that typical, like, horror movie from the 80s and the 90s where he is walking slow, okay, and everybody's running, but he still manages to catch up with them, okay. I'm like, okay, like, I don't understand that one, but anyway. Y'all, I forgot who said it in the last American Horror Story review. It might have been DEETS Corey. But y'all were like, this is the 80s, but they got power windows. And I was like, girl, you're right, girl. I don't know when power windows came into existence, but I didn't even catch that. So kudos to you, DEETS Corey, or whoever who said it. I think it was you. But anyway. So, yeah. So Jingle is, you know. Oh, Jingle runs into one of the impersonators that he didn't kill before. It was like this guy, he was peeing in the forest, and he was like, oh my gosh, I know my mom paid you guys, you know, so that we can, so I can come with you guys or whatever. And I guess Jingle had some sympathy for him. And I was like, please don't kill him, Jingle. He don't know what he's doing. He don't know what's going on, Jingle. And Jingle was like, you're right, I'm not gonna kill him, okay? So Jingle lets him go. He's like, girl, I ain't got time for this, okay? And I was like, thank you. Stop killing everybody. Can you spare some people, okay? Anyways. So, we see that Nurse Rita and Brooke, they were in the group with Chet and Ray. And so they made it to like the car, and they're like, hey, Brooke is like, hey, where is the guys? Like, they're supposed to meet us over here. And they are not there yet. So Brooke is like, let's go get some help. Let's take the car and get some help. And Nurse Rita's like, girl, why would you leave your friends like that? Like, how dare you? And Brooke is like, yeah, but like, we need some help, so let's go get some help. And Nurse Rita's like, yeah, you go get some help, and I'm gonna stay here, okay? And so Brooke proceeds to like try to get into the car, and all of a sudden Nurse Rita pulls out a needle and just gets Brooke right in the neck. And I was like, Nurse Rita, what's going on, girl? You the villain? No, okay. So we see a little flashback to a week ago, okay? And Nurse Rita, who we know as Nurse Rita, we see that she's not Nurse Rita anymore a week ago. Her name is Donna Chambers, okay? And she is at the psych ward where Jingles broke out of. And we see the psychiatrist who came to the camp to warn Margaret. She's talking to her, okay? So I'm like, oh my gosh, like, girl, what is going on? Explain yourself. And so Donna is talking to the psychiatrist, and she's like, you know, I want to talk to, his name is Benjamin Jingles, his real name. I want to talk to Benjamin, you know, I'm doing she's doing like a research project, or her study is on, she's getting a PhD, and her research is on these people who are evil, like these evil killers and serial killers and stuff like that. And she said she's talking to some other serial killers, and they have, you know, revealed some stuff to her, like some other murders and stuff like that. And so she wants to talk to Benjamin Jingles so that she can, you know, she feels like she can talk to him, and they can talk on a one-on-one level, you know what I mean? And it's good for her research. And so the psychiatrist agrees, and she's like, yeah, girl, you can go in there, but, you know, this man really is crazy, okay? And she's like, we'll see, okay? There's nobody Donna can't talk to. And I was like, talk your talk, Donna. Talk your talk, Donna, okay? So Donna goes in there to talk to Benjamin, and the guard was like, yeah, you can talk to him, but we're going to have to record everything y'all say, okay? So he hits the little tape recorder. And I was like, I haven't seen a tape recorder in so long, but okay. So she's in there talking to Jingles, and Jingles is like, girl, he is not trying to hear this conversation. All of a sudden, she like stops the tape recorder, and he's like, girl, what you doing? Like, you can't do that, okay? And she's like, look, what's gonna happen is, like, I don't think that you're evil. Like, I don't think that you're a bad person. I don't think that you're not redeemable. And you know, I'm doing my study on, you know, what makes people evil. And I don't think people are innately evil. I think, you know, circumstances in their life makes them evil. And so what I'm gonna do is, you know, I want to study you in your natural element. So you got to get out of here, and we're gonna go back to the camp. They're reopening the camp, okay? You got to go back to the camp. And so she was making Jingles feel all type of good, because he was like, girl, I really feel understood, and I'm definitely with it. I'm definitely with all of what you're saying. I'm with it. And I was like, girl, so you was the one that led him to do all of this, like let him break out and stuff like that. She helped him break out. and she was like, meet me at the camp, and I'm gonna go by Nurse Rita. And I was like, wow. I would have never like guessed Nurse Rita was, was Donna. Her real name is Donna, okay? Donna's crazy. But anyway, so that's what happened. And so how she became Nurse Rita, we see that she followed this woman named Nurse Rita who was going to the camp. She was going to be the camp there for the summer. I mean, she was going to be the nurse there at the camp for the summer. And so she followed her, and basically what happened was she laid in the back of Nurse Rita's car, and we think that she killed her, but she did not, okay? She used her uniform, and I guess she tied her up, because we see the real Nurse Rita later on in the episode, okay? So, so we go back to Ray in the pit with Chet, okay? And Ray is acting all types of nervous and stuff, and we're like, Ray, like, what is going on? Like, keep it together, like, help Chet so y'all can get up out the pit, okay? But Ray, he's like saying that this is like he can't be forgiven and stuff like that. And we're like, what? What are you trying to tell us? Okay. So he tells us that he did something really bad, okay? He was he was in a fraternity last year called Omega Psi, and they were pledging some new pledges, okay? And there was, they was doing all types of crazy stuff in there. They had some people naked in there, and I just was like, okay, this is too much for me, okay? But anyway, so Ray was in there, and one of the pledges, he looked like he was just like over it, okay? So he takes him downstairs, and he's an Asian man. And so he takes him downstairs, he's like, look, like, you can't be doing this. Like, it's already hard for me and you to be up in here, okay? And it's a white fraternity. It's not like a black fraternity. So Ray was like, look, like, we already minorities in here. Like, you can't be acting crazy, okay? Like, you got to just do what you got to do, bite the bullet, and, like, be, like, twice as good as everybody else, okay? And so the Asian guy was like, okay, like, this is crazy, but whatever, okay? And so the Asian guy's pants were, like, down for some reason. I forgot exactly why his pants were down, but they was doing, pledge stuff. And he proceeds to pull him up, and he falls down the stairs, okay? And we think he's dead. Ray thinks he's dead. He looks dead, okay? So Ray is like, oh my gosh, like, he dead. And one of his fraternity brothers comes out, and he's like, dude, like, what's going on? And Ray is like, I think he dead. And so Ray comes up with the bright idea of making it seem like a mistake because he doesn't want to get in trouble for killing this boy, or the fact that, maybe he didn't kill him, but like it looks bad or whatever. So he didn't call the police. He wanted it to be staged like it's an accident. So he puts the boy in his car, takes him to the cliff or whatever that's like over some water, I think, or something like that. It was at nighttime. But he puts him in the car, and he like releases the emergency brake. And so the boy, like, in the car is like rolling down the hill, and all of a sudden the boy wakes up. And Ray is like, oh my gosh. So the boy was not dead. He was not dead, okay? And so Ray, at this point, the car is rolling down the cliff, and what is that to do, okay? And so he's like trying to hold on to, like, Ray is like, oh my gosh, like, this boy's alive, and he's trying to like get him out the car, but that car was going down that hill, and there's nothing he could do, and the boy died, okay? And so Ray, we jump back to the present day, and Ray is like, look, like, it was a really bad situation, and it was messed up, but my watch was in that car, because when he was grabbing Ray, like, he took his watch off, and so the watch is still in the car. And so, like, he's saying, like, the police found the car, and they're investigating it and whatnot, and they go find my watch, and they go know that, like, I did it, okay? And so he went to the camp to try to be, like, on the run, okay? So that's what's up with Ray, and he's telling all this because he thinks that Chet is, like, knocked out, because at this point it's been a little while, and Chet is, like, just slumped over like this. And Ray saying all this, and he's like, I don't know why I'm telling you, like, you're passed out. And Chet is like, nah, I'm not passed out. Like, I'm fully awake, okay? Like, don't get it twisted, okay? And so Ray's like, okay, like, so you heard everything, okay? And Chet is like, man, like, I'm not gonna say nothing, like. And Ray proceeds to, like, he finds a little spike and, like, climbs his way out the pit, and he leaves Chet. After all Chet did for you, Ray, you gonna leave him like that? I was like, wow, Ray. So they really paint Ray out to be like a terrible person. So I knew at that point that Ray was done. Like, he was gonna be dead, and I had to be okay with it. But I didn't want Ray to die. Like, come on, y'all. But they had to do a typical, like, horror film and make the black person die. So I guess, okay? But anyways, so so we go back to the crew with Xavier and the PE coach and I forgot who else is in that, and Montana. So that crew, they are running or whatever, and they running from Jingles, and they run into a cabin, and they're running from Mr. Jingles. They run into the cabin, and they're hiding, and they hear somebody like kind of making muffled sounds. And so right underneath them there's like a cover, and so they lift it up, and it is the real Nurse Rita, y'all. The real Nurse Rita, okay? She is just over. She keeps making noise. I'm like, girl, in every horror film, it's always one person who just can't shut up. You know them people, like the serial killer he has ears. He can hear. So shut up, okay? But she didn't want to shut up. Mr. Jingles knows they're in the cabin. He walks in the cabin. She finds a way to escape. Because they're putting their hands on her mouth like, girl, shut up. She escapes them. And Jingles sees her. And Jingles puts a paddleboard through the girl's head, okay? And I was like, oh my God. So Jingles leaves. And they're like, who was this? And they shine the light on her uniform, and they realize it's the real, they realize it is Nurse Rita. And so they're confused, like, hold up. Nurse Rita, we already have a Nurse Rita, like, what is going on, okay? So, at this point, we see Xavier's crew is running, and they run into Ray, okay? Because Ray left from the pit, he done left Chet, and so they're like, Ray, like, where's everybody else? And he says, like, he lost everybody else, including Chet, okay? And I'm like, Ray, you just gonna lie like that, really? Okay. Okay, whatever, you're gonna die anyway, so it is what it is, okay? And so Ray is still trying to split up. He's like, look, let's go to the car or whatever, like, let's go, okay? And they're like, no, we can't leave everybody, okay? Like, we can't leave Margaret and the cook and everybody else. Like, we have to try to find them. And so Ray's like, that's cool, but like, we need to leave, like, now, okay? And so the PE coach has a motorcycle, and he's like, okay, here is the keys to the motorcycle. Why don't you leave and you go up to, to call for help and then come back? And he's like, Montana, you can go ahead and go with them, okay? And so they run to go to the bike. And so Xavier and the PE coach, they're like walking in the forest or whatever, and they come across Chet, okay? And they're like, girl, like, we thought, Ray said that, he lost you. And Chet was like, no, he left me. I don't know what's wrong with him, but he left me, okay? And I was like, I don't know what's wrong with him either, but it's whatever, okay? And so they're helping him off the stake. They get him off, and they come up out of the pit, and they think Jingles is around them somewhere, okay? They hearing movement or whatever. They're like, okay, well, we don't know what's going on, okay? And so the PE coach, he's like, look, I'm about to be the hero, okay? I'm about to save the day. And so he basically, he sees Jingles, and he pushes him into the pit of spikes, okay? And he's there, they're like celebrating, like, woo! We done killed Jingles, y'all. We done killed Jingles. Oh my gosh, we done killed Jingles. It is hallelujah. Okay, they are in there celebrating. And then the PE coach, he like looks down, he sees like a mask, and he's like, oh my gosh, That's not Jingles, y'all. That's not Jingles. So the impersonator that the real Jingles passed by in the forest and didn't kill, that was him that they pushed in the pit of spikes, okay? And I was like, oh, poor man. Like, I mean, why are you in the forest impersonating a serial killer? But okay, whatever, okay? So he's gone. So they realize, look, Mr. Jingles is still out here, okay? So Montana and Ray, they get to the motorcycle or whatever, and all of a sudden the Night Stalker comes out from behind the forest. And he is like, look, the devil has showed me where y'all were, and so here I am, okay? And so Montana is, scared, but Ray's closer to the bike, and Ray hauls it out of there, okay? And Montana's like, you are such a coward, okay? And I'm like, Ray, you have sealed your fate, baby. Like, you gonna die, okay? So we see Ray, and he's like, out of here. He got it on like 10 or whatever. He is rolling, okay? And all of a sudden, we see Jingles come out the forest, peek out the forest, and just pops your boy right in the head, and his head rolls somewhere. The bike rolls this way, his head rolls this way. I was like, oh my gosh. I'm sad to see you go, but I guess you had to go. You was doing way too much, okay? You was leaving people and everything. We gotta be a group, Ray, and you done left everybody in the group. What is wrong with you, okay? You're supposed to be camp counselors together. Anyway, rest in peace, Ray. He gone, okay? So then we cut back to Montana. We think Montana's gone. It's like done for. And then all of a sudden, Montana starts kissing the Night Stalker, okay? And I was like, girl, this is not a way how to evade death. I mean, I was like, but he was like liking it. And I was like, girl, what is going on, okay? And she said, why didn't you kill her yet? And so we realized that Montana is in on it too, girl. What is going on? There's way too many people in on something going on, okay? So, y'all, that was the end of this episode. This episode did it for me. I'm officially into this season. How are y'all liking this season? But anyway, tell me what y'all thought in the comments below. Like the video if you liked it. Subscribe if you want to see more of my videos. I appreciate y'all coming every week. I've been posting a lot this week, and I'll be posting a lot next week too. So thank y'all for coming and seeing me when I post. I love y'all. Bye.